What's going on? I'm Evan Haze, and you're watching Purple World, episode 99. Tune in.
You want me when I'm on the run. Tell me, are you there for me when it's said and done? And I know it's hard for you to ever trust. When it's all said and done, I would shed my blood. Yeah, tell me you need me when you're feeling high. I know somebody hurt you, I just wonder why. I can see that you're scarred when I look in your eyes. So tell me, am I the villain, or am I still by your side?
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World, episode 99. I cannot believe we're one away from 100. That shit is absolutely crazy to me. But today we got a guest that he's been working his ass off in the studio as of lately. Fairly new, but extremely talented, and he's been super consistent with the singles, super consistent with the micro content, and he hit me up properly, like I always express to you guys, hitting people up properly about doing a podcast and not just saying, yo. So I wanted to get you on the platform, but today we got Mr. Evan Haze.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
What's good?
What's going on?
Good. Chilling. You just announced a new single dropping this Friday. This episode will be out 2 weeks from now, so it will already be out.
Yeah, new song dropping Friday. So this will be March, you said March 6th?
Yes.
So my single have been out for February 23rd, so like a week and a half or so.
Fire.
But yeah, bro, new song dropping, The Villain. The title is a little misleading. It's nothing crazy like that. It's kind of like a sarcastic play on like, am I the villain or like by your side type shit. I don't know. I guess you'll have to see.
Damn, I'm gonna see Friday. 2 days. 2 day little wait. But just for everybody watching this little introduction, and also because I haven't really got too much into your background, just in general, your background, who you are, what you're about. Let's give everybody that.
So I'd say. So I was thinking about this before, and I was thinking like, how did it all start? Like, where did my inspiration like come from? And it really all started when I was like probably about 10 years old. And my mom went to the store and she bought me a Michael Jackson Greatest Hits CD.
Jesus.
And I had this little stereo in my room. And I just like, I don't know, as a kid, like growing up, always had ADHD. I've always been moving around, going like, just needed something to gravitate to or like an outlet. So my mom was like, all right, I think getting him a CD will work and he'll consume this. I brought it up in my room and I like did not leave that space. I was just locked in listening to that all the time. And I think that's like where it really started, is just like I just absorbed that shit. Like I took it all in.
Damn. So how old was that? Did you say?
Probably like 10 years old. I don't even know. But that was just like the first time. Like obviously I'd hear stuff on the radio and just be like doing, but like that was the first time when I really like was like, oh, like this is like something I'm really passionate about. Yeah.
So for people watching though, like right now where you're at, Evan Haze, just give them like a rundown of what you do with music and just who you are, like in that sense.
So I started I'd say I started like really taking music serious around like COVID, around 2020 is when I started, like I got Ableton and I would just go in my basement and start recording some stuff. But I guess like growing up, my dad's a musician, so he plays guitar and sings. So I've always just been around like that aura, and I've seen like him do gigs. I've seen him, I've just seen the whole lifestyle. So I was always around that. And but then, you know, as I got older, towards like the end of high school, beginning of college, about 2020, that's when I started like really recording my own songs and like really taking it seriously. And then around 2022, like going into senior year of school, I was like, all right, I'm going to like actually drop some stuff and put some money in and going into the studio and stuff. And that is when I dropped my first song, Infected, and I was at college. And that went crazy at school. Like it was just like we played at the bars. I got all my friends put onto it. The DJ was really helping me out. So shout out DJ JD. He was helping me out a lot. And that was where like it all started, where I like felt like, wow, this can be like something real. Like I got a lot of hype around it, and I had my friends were just so supportive, and they still are. And that was where like I was like, all right, like this is a career. Like I'm about to start taking this really seriously.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. How impactful, because I always say to people that are in some sort of school setting, I feel like it's the best way to market yourself. Yeah. Do you think that you would have been able to get a buzz if you didn't go to college?
Damn, bro. So sometimes I think about this. I'm like, I'm in debt now.
Closer to the mic.
My bad. I'm like, I'm in debt now. Like I went to school. Like I graduated communications. I'm like, you know, like what did I like? Sometimes, you know, you get that feeling. You're like, why did I go to school? Like I didn't need this debt. Damn. And then I'm like, if I didn't have school and that outlet and like being in that community, I don't know if music would have been like going the way it is right now.
Damn.
And like, I still got a long way to go, and I'm still grinding, but like just that initial support and confidence boost I got from like even just the routine of like doing work consistently and like staying on like a like being independent and all that like really helped me like just get myself started. Yeah,
that's fire. How do you think that music, you learned anything from college that you needed?
For like directly related to music?
Or just life too in general?
For
like,
life, yes.
You think you needed college? Like,
I needed to go to college for like my confidence, for just like, I don't know, to become more of an intellectual. I think I needed to go to school. I don't know if I already said I went to Merrimack, but that's where I went to school. I just graduated in May. But yeah, I think I needed college. With the music exactly, like I didn't learn anything about. I learned all that growing up and listening to Michael Jackson. But yeah, like I think college is important to like be independent and like just learn who I am as a person and get that like support and like go to school, like relationships with friends, girlfriends, all that. Like it's a whole cycle that you just need, and it comes out in the music.
Sure.
But yeah.
Before all of that, what's like just the Evan Haze story outside of the music?
Outside of the music.
Just growing up and shit.
Yeah. I started playing basketball. Like that's where like I think that was the first like real passion that I had. Like it was like as serious as I am about music right now, it was ball. Like I wanted to go to the league, but I wasn't. I'm 6'2". I wasn't blessed like that. But yeah, so it was always hoop. It was always basketball. I played 4 years of high school. I was at a small school. It was like a charter school in Norwell. But that's really like the root of everything. It was just always ball. I always knew I wanted to sing, and I always like did sing on my own time and stuff like that. But I don't think I like really had the confidence to go do that. And I kind of was like, all right, well, I'm a hooper. Like I'm not going to be on some like Troy Bolton shit and just like go start singing and hooping at the same time. I just didn't think they really like worked together. But once basketball was over senior year and I like put the ball down, I was like, all right, like I needed something. Like I was saying, like I always had something I needed to gravitate to. Like I just put down one outlet and picked up the next. And that's where like music just started to get really, I got really serious about it.
So when did you record your first song?
Like I recorded during COVID, like by myself. Like 2020, like I would just go in my basement and just record stuff on my laptop with like, no mix on it. I'm not an engineer, but in the summer of 2022 is when I started going to the studio. And my boy True, who has been on this podcast before.
Shout out True.
Yeah,
bro.
shout out True.
Shout out True.
He hit me up after I posted a video of me singing. Every year is the 3rd of July in Weymouth. It's like this big fireworks celebration. Yeah. And I will have a party for it because I live near the beach where they have the fireworks. And my dad will play acoustic, and I'd sing my songs. So I was like, all right. And this is actually a real pivotal moment. Is when I posted on Instagram me and like my friends' reactions of me singing my songs, and it went stupid on Instagram. Like I'd never like had gotten likes on Instagram before, and it like it went from like getting like a 200 on a picture to this one getting like 500 something likes and like hundreds, like all these comments, people being like, yo, like I didn't know you did this. And True was one of those people, and he was like, yo, like what? And then he commented the next comment following up, he was like, yo, we're to the stew tomorrow. And I was like, I didn't think much of it because I didn't know him that well. And then next day follows up, he's like, yo, like come. And then we just went to the studio. And that was the first time I ever went to a studio. It was like 2 summers ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So True was the first time?
True really put me on. Andy put me on to you, everything, bro.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Bro, I remember when I was talking. That's why when you started booking here, I'm like, yo, this dude's name sounds mad familiar.
Yeah, bro.
And then I realized I followed you already. And last time I talked to True, before the podcast, I'm pretty sure. It might have been the podcast. He was literally like, bro, my boy Evan Haze, you got to check him out. Whatever. He was like preaching about you.
Yeah, bro. He's a good supporter. He's a good friend, man. Like, and he's talented. I want him to start locking in.
Yo, motherfucker. I hope you're watching this. First of all, I miss you. I miss you greatly. I need to fucking see you soon. Second of all, what happened to yours truly? I need that project.
He's dropping it.
He is?
Dude, yeah, he put on Instagram like yesterday he's dropping it.
You're joking.
Yeah, like a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
he's dropping
sorry.
a 5-song
Okay.
EP.
Thank God. But
Yeah.
you need to drop more.
Yeah,
I've been
bro,
waiting on the yours truly for mad long, and I'm like, bro, Tremaine is one of those artists. Anybody watching this, and Tremaine yourself, I be around mad people and just raw talent. That motherfucker is on a completely different level of raw talent. But also the amount of absolute bangers this dude got in the vault. And I'm like,
Yeah, me and him have made some songs together too. Like we locked in. And
I think he played me a couple of years before. I
yeah.
think so.
Dude, I think he's nice with football, bro. He's a huge dude, so he's gotta play ball, but he's gotta lock in the stew, man.
Bro, because it's just such raw. Like, True is just raw talent. And, bro, I grew up going to school with him and shit. So I just remember True's always just been that rap dude since I was in, like, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Whenever he dropped... Did he drop that first shit when we were in the 8th grade, Ken? I think it was 8th grade. It was either 7th. I think he was the grade above us, but I think it was when we were in, like, 7th grade. He dropped...
Was it, like, the tsunami one?
No, that was in high school. Or that was COVID, I think. That was either high school or COVID, but not... Like Ooh and shit, that was all
Like
fucking during high school, bro. That was all during high school. But shout out True, bro. That motherfucker, bro. I need more music.
After that first time we went to the studio, me and him were like, all right, like let's just go out after. So we went to Ned Devine's in Boston, and we just turned up. Like we had mad fun, and then after that we'd like keep in touch. Like we've hung out like time and time here and there, and I'll bring him out and like we'll link up with my friends. And like I remember this, like I have this memory where we were outside of this like local towny bar, and he just like started freestyling. All my friends were like, "Yo, like he just keeps it going, bro."
Like, dude, that dude can bar out at any given moment, bro.
But shout out True, bro. That's my guy.
Shout out True, bro. I miss True now, bro. I gotta see the motherfucker soon. But going to the studio for the first time, what was that experience like? Because I'm sure if you're saying you weren't even engineering, you were making stuff at the basement, I feel like it's the first time you have your voice engineered, it's like
losing your virginity, dude.
For artists, bro. Bro.
I don't know. I think the first time that I went to a studio and heard myself like on a mix like that, the first reaction I think every artist probably gets is like, yo, like...
Move a little closer to the mic, too.
Might be, dude.
You're good.
I think the first reaction that people get when that happens is like, turn down the auto-tune, or like, I like feel like it's like, you sound different. But eventually you start to realize that like, just like how a mix works, and like, and I mess with auto-tune. But I think that was the first reaction, was like, just like hearing like a whole new sound of myself, and like how much like just better and more full the sound is. That was like... And you get hooked. Like, that's a whole, like, adrenaline rush that, like, you'll never forget, is, like, that first time you hear your own mix.
That was the evolution since. Also, podcast. I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach grumbles. I should have ate before. I haven't eaten since, like, 1, and my stomach is talking right now. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear that shit.
Damn, bro. You got to hit up Stashes, man.
Bro, I haven't had Stashes in a minute. I honestly might have to, bro. But from that first studio session, moving on, how did you go about just, like, finding your sound, and what was that whole journey like from that first session until now? What would you say?
I think when I first started like really like recording in my basement and stuff, I think I like wore a lot of like a lot of my influences were really on my sleeve. Like I've always been big on, like I already mentioned, like how I loved Michael Jackson. My dad put me on the Beatles as a kid. That was like the OG inspiration. But as I got older, I kind of like started liking rap music. Like a big inspiration of mine is like Rest in Peace with Juice WRLD. I would try to rap a lot, and it was a lot of like just straight rap, and I feel like that wasn't like exactly like my talent and my style. And I do rap a little still. It's more like singing and rapping. But like over time I really found that like, yo, like I had to remind myself, like, you're a singer, like you sing. And that's when I started taking that next level. Like getting to that next level was like me actually singing and like letting my voice just shine on the tracks. And I think, I don't know, man. I just think pushing through, like, and just keep recording. Like, you know, I listen to, like, my first songs from, like, in that, like, they'll pop up on my phone from those, like, old recordings. I want to throw up. Like, I'm like, bro, what were you doing? And then eventually you just, like, see yourself mature as you keep going, you know?
So what do you think the biggest thing that helped you along the way of finding your sound was? I think it's like putting in the work, like practice, like, and just keep doing it all the time. During COVID, like, I can speak for like probably everyone. Like, I was losing my mind. Like, I had nothing to do. I had to go home from school after having so much fun, and I was just always
like singing, freestyling, like just like learn, like finding my bag. Like I knew I had a talent, and I knew like I had to tap into this, and I was just like in the car, like in my car is where all my songs are written. Like I'll just be driving around, like I feel bad for whoever's on the road. Like I'm just like aimlessly driving, and yeah, like I think that was where I really started to find my sound, was like just playing with it, like expanding it. Like I didn't even really started doing falsettos until like about a year and a half ago. Yeah. But once I started doing those, like I love the falsetto now. But like that was probably just me in the car, like, it probably started with a voice crack. Yeah. And then I'm like, wait a sec, like that's kind of tough, and then keep going,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
You fucking with the falsettos heavy now?
The what?
The falsettos.
Oh, I love the falsettos.
Bro, when singers unlock falsettos,
that's a cheat code.
It's like an upgrade, bro. It's like you got the new Call of Duty perk, literally, bro.
It just like takes your range to a whole new level, because you can be like in a lower tone the whole song, and then like you can just hit a couple falsettos, and it goes from and it just takes your range that much. Like it changes the whole song. But yeah, I love those falsettos.
What were your early drops like though? Because I'm assuming you probably had a phase where there's shit that's archived and stuff off the page. How you were just talking about songs you wanted to throw up hearing. Did you go through any name changes, or was it always?
Oh yeah, so I'd say with the name change. So I started dropping music. Like my name is Evan Phillips. I started dropping under Evan Phillips.
Damn.
And this summer I changed to Evan Haze.
Damn.
And I this was something I thought a lot about, because I was like, it's just a big deal for me. And I felt like I needed to like separate my artist identity and my personal name. Like there needed to be something there. Like in my head, I just couldn't really I needed that space, because like I like to just fully. My bad, bro.
People do it all the time. I feel bad.
I needed that like separation of like, Evan Phillips, like he's like the kid that like I that's me, like my all 22 years of my life. He's the kid who went to elementary school at Wasagusa, I don't know, but that's my whole life. And Evan Haze is the person that like is who I like feel like I kind of like turn into when I'm in the booth, or like in my car, I'm alone. Like that's like I feel like Evan Haze is an exaggerated version of me. Like if that makes sense. Like it's me like letting everything loose and just like being like the purest form of myself. And Haze is my mom's maiden name, like her last name. Yeah. And I always liked that name, and I just rolled with it.
That's fire, bro. Everybody got to understand there's a difference between, like, when every artist is a fabricated version of themselves. Oh, totally. Do that shit. Don't fucking make this fucking create a character bullshit. Where it's somebody that you fucking aren't.
No,
literally,
100%.
Literally, bro. Like, people misunderstand that. They're like, "Oh, bro, everybody lies." It's like, no, it's not lies. It's the fabricated version of yourself.
Exactly. That's what it's in it. Yeah, it's like that, like extra being. Like you hear all these artists like talk about how they have those like all like what's it called, alter egos. Yeah. They'll go on the stage and they turn into like I don't know who's the person. Is it like Rihanna or something?
Like that has mad people. Like
Beyonce or something. Like they have these alter egos that like. It's not that they're faking it. Like in my music, like I can never fake anything. Like it's like I'm like on a lie detector. Like I have to like speak my mind and like what is true to me, or like I can't rock with that song. But yeah, like it's not like anything fake. It's like keeping that like, Evan Phillips is the guy who goes to like the grocery store and is chilling and like tired during the day, and then Evan Haze is the guy who hops in the booth and is like just going crazy.
Bro, that shit is fire. That shit is fire. Backtracking though, because I forgot I even said this because I asked the other question instead. Early drops. When did you start actively dropping music? And also like the name change. When did that whole entire period happen? And shit?
Yeah. So I started dropping music September 16th, 2022 is when I dropped Infected. And that's like my biggest song to date. Like right now it's about to hit, I think it's about to hit 17,000 streams on Spotify. So that's like my biggest to date right now. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking to do a lot bigger numbers in the future, but that's so fire. You learn that like to be grateful, you got to learn to be grateful for like what you get right now, because it's not an easy game. Like it's everyone's out here. There's a lot of talent. It's a hustle. But yeah, I dropped September 16th, 2022, Infected. And then I've been dropping to this date. I took a little pause, dropping every 3 weeks now. I'm getting a little sidetracked with that, but the original, if you're talking about like the old, like those files I was talking about that made me want to throw up, those like were never dropped. Like those were just like those needed to happen so that I could become the artist I am today. I needed to get that stuff out. Like I needed to experiment with my sound. I needed to try to sound like my idols too much and all this stuff so I could really find my sound. Like my dad as a musician would always tell me growing up, like, you got to be true to your own sound. Like, you got to find your sound. Because there's so many artists out here. Like, a lot of people do sound like, like they'll wear their influences on their sleeves like a little too much. Like, I feel like the whole, like, point of the journey is to, like, find, like, where you stand. Like, where are you? Like, who are you? And, like, let that shine through your music. You know what I mean? And it's okay to wear your influences on your sleeve, too. It's not like it's, like, a bad thing. But it's, like, for me, it's getting that... finding out who you are and, like, creating that, separation.
Besides Michael Jackson, who are your other influences? If you had
There's
to give
so many.
five.
A top five? Like
top five influences.
Yeah, top five. All right. So besides Michael Jackson, I'd say, all right, Juice WRLD, Khalid, American Teen by Khalid, my favorite album.
That is a fire album.
Juice WRLD, Khalid, a lot of Bryson Tiller. I love Bryson Tiller. Yeah. I think, Drake. I always forget Drake, but, like, he'll always be my number one on my Spotify Wrapped, even if I think I didn't, like. Drake, and, I'm going to give it to Travis Scott.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's diverse. That's shit.
Bro, it's just, like, all those sounds, like, inspired me in different ways, and I like to think that, like, I, like, took what I can from in my mind of all these artists and, like, just kind of, and someone I'm rocking with a lot nowadays, too, and, like, honorable mentions to, like, Post Malone, The Kid Laroi.
Them too.
Yeah, I mess with them, but, like, as I gotten older. But I feel like a lot of my sounds, like, are, like, just, like, I took in over time are just, like, a melting pot of, like, all those artists that, like, I used to listen to as a kid.
What was the shift that made you want to get on the short form content shit? Because that's what really grabbed my attention. Is just like, okay, this motherfucker promoting the fuck out of his songs. And when did that happen?
Yeah. So, I think it all started where I have, like, my manager, Applejacks is, like, his name, but, like, Ernest he's my guy. Like, I talk to him all the time. He has really put me on track and, like, where I am and, like, just keeping me focused and organized. Because, like, I've always had the talent to, like, just, like, make these songs, write these songs, but I needed somebody to come in and, like, kind of direct me. And he has always stressed, like, the short form content. And even anybody with a phone knows, like, that's how people are getting out there nowadays. And nobody listens. No, like, people's attention span is so short. So, like, I think I've just been trying to get videos. I'll try to stack content up before my release, and I'm trying to get better at it. But just linking up with my videographer and getting a couple shorts with him. So instead of, like, filming a music video, my videographer, Derek, Boyd's World Productions, he will film 5. I'll have him film 5 shorts for me. And they'll be, like, we'll short film a little longer than that, but, like, 5 performance tracks. And those will be, like, my base of, like, what I'm promoting. Like, these are the things that I think are my, high quality content. Yeah. And then around that, I try to, like, make some stuff at home. I do a lot of covers with my dad. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's something that, like, I've seen get traction that people love. Is, like, my dad's, like, killer at guitar. Like, he's nasty. And we've always done that. Like, that's the original thing, is, like, I always was singing with him acoustic. And he'll learn my acoustic version of my song in, like, 5 minutes. And we'll just sit down, and those are, like, my favorite videos to make. Like, that's another part of it. Like, I always incorporate that into my release, is getting at least one or two videos of me and him doing that, and then some other stuff. But that's, like, the rundown. Like, right now, and it needs to get better. Like, I want to get to posting, like, multiple times a day, like, because that's really how it be nowadays. Yeah. But I think I try to get my performance tracks with, like, my videographer in there, and my videos of my dad, and just some other stuff, like lip syncing with my phone. You can do it with your phone nowadays too. Yeah.
Bro, the short form content game, fucking.
Oh my God, man. It's a force too.
Bro, that shit be such a fucking force. But it's literally the way that you have to do everything now, bro.
Dude, I think the thing that's funny too is, like, everyone always talks about how it's, like, like it sucks like that like artists are forced to be content creators, and it does, because like, you know, as an artist, like they'll be like, oh, like talk about like, oh, you should talk about the song and like what it means to you. It's like, bro, I wrote the song and like I'm singing it, like listen to it. Like I'm an artist. The reason why I'm an artist is because I'm expressing things that I normally can't express through music. And I think that there's like, you know, there is like it's a struggle, and it can be annoying to have to make content like that. But on the flip side, like back in the day, like, you know, the other reality was like you're on the street giving people your CD. Or like performing on the side of the, like, you know, in the middle of Boston, like randomly pop-ups. Like, I mean, it is there more than ever now, but it is, you know, it can be frustrating.
How is it making content with your dad? Because that's random as shit.
You know what's funny is like I'll show the good parts. Like, I mean, like, but it can be really frustrating. Like we'll beef. Like,
really?
Like, it'll be, yeah, like, obviously, like, we get along. My dad's, like, my best friend, but we'll, like, it can be frustrating, too, because, like, you know, it is a struggle. Like, no, behind the scenes to anyone's content, I'm sure it's not pretty. It's frustrating. It's a hard process. And, you know, it's a lot of takes sometimes. You know, and sometimes you just want to jam out. Like, sometimes he'll just want to jam out, and I'll pull out the phone, and he's like, here we go, bro. Like, we're going to do all these takes and stuff, but it's getting better. Like over time, when it first started, we'd we'd butt heads a little bit, but like we're starting to get it down. Like we're even our chemistry's growing. So we'll just like hop in there, do one take, and be like, you know what? Like it doesn't get better than the first take usually, anyways.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But it is really fun. Like it's a crazy dynamic, and I think like I want to show that to the world more of like just like our dynamic. I think it's a good like marketing point.
That's fire as shit. That's fire as shit. Shout out to you for doing that.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it.
How's the whole experience been, though, overall, having a manager? And would you say that, are you one of the artists that it's like you need to be walk to the bucket type, or what is it? You can feed the horse with the water, everybody can't, what the fuck, whatever. I just butchered. Lead the horse to the water, but yeah, like whatever. Are you the type that with your manager relationship, is it him doing like all of that work besides the music, or are you the type that you're extra involved with everything too? And I just want to know about the
I know he's gonna watch this, so I gotta answer this correctly.
I just want to know. I'm always curious asking artists with managers because I manage Tempo, fucking. So I always just be wanting to know.
I'd say he keeps me on track, man. And like I said before, like I have ADHD. I'm, you know, like I get distracted. You know, music's my outlet, but it can be difficult for me to be organized. Organization's probably like the hardest thing that I'm like trying to get down. My manager keeps me organized, and I'm gonna, like, you know, once everything works out, once everything takes off, like I'm gonna still be sticking with him. Like I give a lot of credit to him. Like he's done put in a lot of time with me, and just out of like just believing in me. Like it's not like, you know, we're in the beginning phases right now, but like once this really takes off, like it's gonna be like, you know, he deserves it all, bro. Like he's really helped me. And just been there for me too, honestly. Like sometimes, like, you know, our conversations, you know, it's not always music. Sometimes I just vent. Like sometimes I'm just like just need to vent to him, and he's there. Like I'm really grateful for him, man. Like, and he's really pointed me in the right direction. So all credit to him, bro. Totally.
That's fire, bro.
Totally.
How long you guys been working together?
Like a year and a half.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like a year and a half. Everything's been moving really fast. Like it's you know, I'm dropping, like, it went from, I made Infected, and it was like, all right, you know, you make that song, and the thing about like music industry is like, all right, what's next? It never ends. Yeah. And like I didn't, like, it's crazy to think now, like I have 13 songs out, and then when this interview comes out, this podcast, like it's gonna be 14. And I have all these songs on release. I'm gonna be dropping every 3 weeks this year. Damn. So like it's just crazy to think like how fast things have moved. Like, and how much, like, I was nervous about writing more songs. I was like, bro, Infected was tough. Like this song is fire, but like I don't know. Like I can make songs when I'm screwing around, but like, and I didn't realize that like I can really lock in with this stuff. Like I got a lot of songs.
How'd you meet your manager?
Oh, that's a good one. So also another guy, so my manager, like, that I talk with all the time is Ernest, but I have another guy, shout out my guy Bobby Bishop. He is the reason why it happened.
Damn.
And he does like, and he's like on like he helps out a lot too, and he'll be in like our meetings and stuff. So this is actually crazy. So my dad, so I sang for my dad, and I showed him my song Infected when I first made it. And like he didn't realize how hard, like he knew how hard I've been working, but this was like a moment where like he realized like, whoa, like I'm in this with me. Like my dad's my biggest supporter, like he's locked in with me. And this is when he noticed like, yo, like this kid is like, this is gonna happen. And I sang to him Infected, like live. Damn. And like he was tearing up. Like I saw my dad tear up, and I was like, yo, this is like wild. And so he went after that, and that night he went, and he has this random memory of a wedding that he went to 20 years ago, and he met this guy, Christian rapper, who performed at it. And he was like, I remember him 20 years ago mentioning that he is like in the game, and like he has like, I don't know, he has these connections, or like more like he just knows the business side of music especially. So my dad sends him the video of me singing Infected live. He just like reached out to him like that, and he was like, yo, I got to show my guy Ernest this. Damn. And showed him, and then I got on a call with them. And at first I was like, you know, like I didn't think much of it. I was just like, oh, who are the, like, these are just some dudes. Like, I don't know who they are. And like fast forward to now, like they are like I'm locked in. Like I wouldn't be here with, like I wouldn't be able to do this without them. That's crazy. But that is like so, I didn't even think about it. Like it was so random how it happened.
Jesus.
But yeah, man, I'm happy my dad made that phone call, man.
Damn, bro. Damn, bro. You've been mentioning infectious a bunch. How
Infected.
was it? Or infected. I don't know why. I like kept hearing both. I'm like, is it infected or
No,
infectious?
it's all good,
I
it's
keep
all
hearing
good.
both. But infected, you keep mentioning it. What was the whole experience like just watching that blow up? I know you like touched on it briefly, but I'm sure because it was one of your earlier releases.
It was my first song.
Yeah. So having your first song do that much, you kind of talked about it in the writing sense. But also, too, it's like when an artist has a song like that, their first thing, it's literally just, I feel like it embeds an anxiety into you early on.
Bro. Yes.
I could tell by your face.
Yeah, no, it's
the
so
face drop.
facts. I was thinking about this. Like, you just hit on something. Like, so no one knew. Like, I came out of nowhere with it. Like, no one knew I was really going to take it serious like this. And then I dropped, like, you know, a legit song like that. And everyone I know is like, yo, like, he's, like, this is fire. But I don't think people realize that, this isn't gonna stop here. Like I'm going, like I'm not done, and I'm dropping song after song after song until like I get this like to the moon. Like I'm going at it, and I think that anxiety you hit on is like key. It's like, well, not key. It's just you're right about it. Is that I always felt like I need to keep up this thing. I need to do everything perfectly, and then like one time I just kind of realized like I'm just gonna go at this full speed, like head first, like, and just knock out these songs and keep making songs from my heart and being honest, and like it's gonna work out. But I think that anxiety you get where it's like, you know, because like it has my most streams and it's my first song, and like that can like, you know, it can be like if you want to get in your head about it, you can. But the reality of it is, you know, it's my first song. People tapped into that because they're like, what? And then I have all these other songs that are fire. I got hits that people don't even like fully know about yet. But so you just gotta accept that, like, you know, it takes time, and like you just gotta stick with the grind. But I think that anxiety of trying to reach perfection all the time is gonna ruin your career. You're not gonna make any more songs. Like I had to accept that, like that not everything is gonna go exactly how you plan it ever, and you just keep going. And the more you put out, like the more shots on net, the more one of them's gonna fall. And you know what I mean?
Consistency.
Yeah, bro. It's all consistency.
At what point did you start really getting consistent? Because you're saying 3 drops or drop every 3 weeks now.
Yeah. My manager, Ernest, he was like, he really is big on like Nick D and like Russ. You know them?
Yeah.
They have this whole like method they all talk about. I mean, I can't even speak to it like he can, but they like he just talks about this whole methods of like, you know, how the algorithms pick up songs when like you drop them consistently, like release radar on Spotify, and how if you drop in like I don't know, 21 or 28 day increments, I forget how it goes.
28 days.
Yeah, 28 days. Then like you keep getting picked up on release radar. So he was like, all right, this year, like we're not playing around, like every 3 weeks. And I was intimidated as hell. I was like, all right, buddy, like, we'll see about that. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Like, one day I was just like, as I kept writing, because like, it'll come in spurts. Like, sometimes it's kind of hard to like force a song out. And then like, I'll get some inspiration and it's like, I can record like 5 songs in the span of 5 days. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I really write. Like, I think something that I take the most pride in as an artist is like my songwriting ability and like just being vulnerable and writing about like real shit that happens to me and like, you know, speaking from the heart. And that's something that will never go away. And having that like just at my it's always been that way. Like when I was a kid, I think something that's funny is when I was like even like 10 years old, I would write songs. I was going through like a time capsule that I had recently. And it was like these songs I wrote when I was like 9.
What the
like
fuck?
these songs I wrote when I was like 9 years old. And they were like dark. Like, I'm like, bro, what? Like, you were a happy little kid. Like you do not know, like, you don't know life like that. You know what I mean? But, like, they were deep. And it was, like, I think, like, I wasn't a depressed kid like that, like, when I was a little kid. But I always had that, like, creative outlet, like, of, like, you know, just, like, painting a picture. Like, of, like, you know, it would always go to, like, some, like, kind of really deep, like, all right, like, whoa, where's this 10-year-old coming from? But I really, like, I loved seeing that and, like, reading it because it was, like, showing me, like, that I've always had this and I've always had the ability to just write and just keep writing. And it helps me, man. Like, it's my outlet.
That was perfectly. I was going to ask you what your overall workflow is like in the studio.
Yeah.
And do you be working with actual producers or YouTube beats?
Bro, I use BeatStars.
Oh my god.
I love BeatStars.
Oh my god.
I'm actually what, you don't like BeatStars?
No, I just like I'll always artists are fire in general or just artists in general. When they tell me that they buy beats instead of locking in with the producer, I shake my head. I don't know. Oh, that was my car key. Damn. I shake my head because I'm telling you, bro, if you're using that, your music's already fire right now. Lock in with like a producer. Yeah. Find a solid producer to lock in with frequently, and I'm telling you, bro, that shit will take your shit to a whole new
producers
level.
watching this, hit me up.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm being so dead ass, bro, because that's like mad artists. That's one of the biggest missed opportunities. Because also too, whenever you're doing shit on BeatStars and like YouTube beats, the shitty part about it is 9 times out of 10 the producers don't end up seeing it. So you get so lucky sometimes, but a lot of times they don't. Versus having someone that's there building that sound specifically for you.
Exactly.
And also on top of it, bro, just the promotion aspect of it. If you got a producer that's locked in, they post it too.
Yeah.
Like definitely, I'm telling you, because your shit's already fire right now.
Bro.
Start locking in with producers. I'm telling you.
You know,
check your emails. You probably got flooded ass emails.
No, I
shit.
do. I no, honestly, you know what's so yeah. The truth is, I have had so many producers try to work with me and like hit me up and like. You know, to any producer that has hit me up and sent me beats that I haven't like done anything with, like it is not personal. I have such a specific like
taste.
Yes, like it is so specific, and like I need the drums to be an exact way, and I need like I can't explain it until I hear it, and I'm like yes, but like I need these very specific beats. That's why I surf BeatStars for hours, and I just find the right beats, and I'll record. I have a weird thing I do sometimes. Like I'll write lyrics to a beat. One of the songs I wrote, "Better Off," that like a lot of my friends loved. It was like it wasn't the first song I released. I actually released it in the summer, but it was like the first song I showed my boys, and they were like, "Yo, like what? Like this is tough." And I wrote that song to the what was it? The Pound Cake instrumental.
Jesus.
Like then I'll like take it and I'll change the flow up and put it on a new beat. So like BeatStars like does allow me to like kind of pick the beats that I really like. But my manager and I have been talking a lot about how I need to get into production because like I do know how to produce a little bit. Like I can and like I definitely need to get like I want to be able to control everything on the beat. Like I want to know how it's gonna, like I should be able to be totally self-sufficient. That's where I'm headed. Like that's where I want to get to. But I do want to lock in with producers too. And I think the reason why like I'm dropping singles mainly, like I've been dropping singles in 2-packs because of just like the way like algorithms unfortunately work. But I really do want to like lock in on a project, and when I do, it will not be BeatStars beats.
I was gonna say actually I'll finish before I forget my last question. We'll ask about when a project could be expected after. But overall workflow in the studio, like what's the process like? If you pull up to a studio session, you're the type you write before, you write when you're there.
Totally calculated. Like when I go into a session and I'm not prepared, it is so stressful. I get really upset. Like I beat myself up. because like it's valuable time. Like it's my time, it's the engineer's time, and it's my money. No. And like I'm not like, and if I'm going in there, like I know there's a lot of people that'll go in the studio and like they'll like, you know, like some people don't take it serious enough, and like not even about that. Just like I can't do that. Like I can't go in without like a whole plan of how it's gonna go. I write the lyrics. I'll start with like a freestyle in the car. Then I'll pull up the phone or my notebook. I have a notebook I wrote like so many hits in, and I'll pull it out and just and write the lyrics down. I'll have the melody. I'll have it all down in my head. There'll be little rooms for improvisation. Like I'll throw some new stuff in there. Yeah. I usually leave like a half a verse open to like just let myself like spaz like real quick and just get it like when I'm feeling it. But I go into the studio very calculated and know that like I know how I need it to sound. In my head I picture how it's gonna sound, and I know all the lyrics, especially the lyrics, because that's the that's the whole content of the song. At the end of the day, that's what makes people relate to you, and that's like that leads me to a point I wanted to make is like the reason why I make music is because like I've been at really low points in my life. Like there's been times where like a lot of people have, like I've been in tough spots. And the one thing that is like, and through good times, the one thing that's always been consistent there is music. Like having music there, making my own music, and like listening to music. Throughout my life, the one thing that's always been consistent and it's always been there is music. And I want to be able to like make my music, and I write my lyrics so like true to me, because I want like somebody else to like connect with me in a way that they wouldn't be able to otherwise. You know, like you can talk to someone on the street and like you can have a conversation, but it's a whole nother level of connection when they hear your lyrics and like they feel that in their soul. You ever listen to a song and like that hits you in like your heart? 100%. Like I want to be that for people, and like, you know, it's amazing when people reach out and tell me like how, like I've had people tell me like I've helped them through hard times, or like have people, you know, like say I had a bad day, I listen to your song, like you helped me, like that, like that's it. Like that's why I want to do it. And I want people to listen to it when they're happy too, but like I want them to connect and relate to it, you know?
That's the best part about it, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what, like, you know, obviously people want to make it as an artist. You want to do it full time, and you got to separate that like stress of, because it's stressful, man. You know, like I want to go full time. I want to blow up. I want all these things that I'm working so hard for. But you always got to remember like why you do it at the end of the day, because that can like lead you to burnout. Like you got to remember like your real mission and that you love it. Like, and just like sometimes like you gotta like stop, like shut off that like mode in your head about business and all this stuff, and just enjoy it for a second, because like it's all about the journey too, you know, and like the bigger message that you're trying to like portray with your music.
That shit is facts, bro. I wanted to ask, talking about the journey and shit, because music, it seems like overall in life, but in the music, you literally like bled into this next question perfectly. How stressful this shit is. You got so many times where you want to give up, like mad times, and everybody that's a creative, you got so many opportunities, but the whole entire time, what's kept you going, and what pushes you to keep going every single time you almost quit?
Yeah. There is so many times where like, and the truth is I'll never quit. Like I'm going to go until I make it. Like whether it's now or later, like I'm going to make it happen. Like I that's like, I have to. But I think the reason why like I don't, and like what makes me not, is just that like exactly what I was just talking about. Like I really want to be able to be there for people and like help people through times, because I know like how things can get, like, you know, with like, you know, whether it's mental health or like just like even physical health, like things, you know, life's not all fun and games all the time, and like it's good to have something like an outlet that's like, you know, that's what the beauty of music, like you have this whole outlet of something that like, it's just like, I don't know. How would you explain music to like some aliens that just pulled up to Earth? Like what would you say to them?
A feeling.
Like you're like, it's like
a sound that brings a feeling.
Yeah, bro,
like literally. A sound that brings a feeling, bro.
Like if aliens came to Earth, like some like way higher intelligent beings pulled up, like they would probably just like be like, yeah, we're taking you, and like you're gonna do that singing thing, like you're gonna do that. Like,
probably,
that's
bro.
And then we're just gonna kill you or something.
Bro,
like,
aliens definitely would, bro. They turn all the artists and the fucking like little performers, bro, on some Star Wars shit, bro. Some Jabba the Hutt palace shit, bro. Straight up, bro. Fucking, I forgot we were talking about it though. Yeah. When can people expect a project? That. You
know, I think I really want to drop a project because I want to like show people like, you know, a staple of my artistry and like be like, this is like, you know, and show people what I can really, really do. But I think like a biggest mistake a lot of artists make, which is so unfortunate because it's just the way it is that like dropping like an album or a big project when like people really aren't like ready for it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to drop it when the people are ready for it. Like once like, you know, when I get one of these songs to pop, like, and when it's the right time, like I'm gonna start, like I've already like worked on it a little, like, and I got some things in the works with the project, but like when, you know, when it's the right time, when the world's ready to hear it, then I'm gonna drop it. And, you know, if they take too long to be ready to hear it, I'm gonna drop it and then make them ready to hear it.
That is a big mistake a lot of people be making, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's unfortunate, bro, because it's like like all these songs are fire, bro, but like the way that like marketing works, like people, their attention spans are so short. Like you can't get someone to listen to like sometimes one full song. Yeah, you know, like people be skipping after 10 seconds. I know. You know, like even I do that on my aux sometimes. I'm just flipping through. I'm like I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah. But like your attention, like we are conditioned to not be ready for things like that.
That's big facts.
But people got to be asking for it if there's an album. Like you got to have a lot of people ready for it.
Yeah, nah, that definitely is true. I'm surprised you never dropped like a tape or anything.
Nah, just singles right now. I mean, and honestly, like I'm thinking about maybe like taking a lot of these singles that I've dropped on like the early on and making it like a kind of like before the whatever you want to call it, like before kind of project, and just like putting them in one place and then maybe marketing it as a project. But I do think that it would flow as a project. All my songs, I mean, they're...
Do it. That's a waterfall method. That's
exactly.
Waterfall method.
My manager doesn't like that. I kind of like it. I mean, we'll have some more talks
Supposedly, I was watching videos recently. Supposedly, it's been working mad good for people, actually.
Really?
It's been working mad good for people. That's what
K. Sully told me the other day. He told me
It's funny because I told him about that, though.
Oh, really?
That's probably why he said it, because I would have told him, I'm like, yeah, there's this shit called the waterfall method. That's what people call it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I might try that. I mean, for now though, right now it's just single after single until like I get the traction that I know is there. It just got to make it happen. That's what I'm looking for, man. I got to start doing some more like you just got to always up your marketing game, because you could drop like. And the thing that's funny is, like, a lot of these songs I drop, I'm like, you always think the song that you're making is, like, the one. Like, you always think that, every artist. And that's why you just got to drop it, bro. Like, you just got to drop shit. Because, like, it's not, like, I'll always, I've dropped a lot of 2-packs. Like, in the summer, I was dropping a couple. And I think almost every time, the one that ends up with more streams is the one that I did not think was going to have more streams. Like, I didn't like it as much. Like, you never know what people are going to like, so just drop it. That's one thing I think of, too. Like, I mean, and it's, you know, like, there's quality and quantity, and that's something that, like, me and my manager have gone back and forth on forever, because he always pushed quantity, and I've always, like, pushed, like, heavy on the quality thing. But then, like, one thing I kind of realized is, like, you need to have that perfect mix of both. And if not, like a little more into getting towards the quantity, because like you can drop like a fire song, but like, unless it's like, I don't know, like you got to build up a whole catalog, bro. And then some, like, and they'll find all of them. Like right now with me, it's like, when one of these songs pop off, I would be able to go on tour. Because I have hits. Like, I have songs that, like, people can actually, like, I have a lot of songs that have already been dropped. You can't, like, just drop one song and keep marketing it, because it's, like, you're just, like, you got to drop another song, and then that song might pop off, and then they'll find that song, and then drop that song, and it's a catalog, you know what I mean?
That shit is so true, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff I'm regurgitating from my manager, bro. He's my guy, bro.
Spitting facts, though. Your manager must be smart. Overall, Massachusetts scene, though, everything you've observed, everybody you've seen in it, just overall growth. What's your thoughts on just the Mass scene?
The Mass music scene?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for one, like, it's underrated. And there's a lot of talent. Like, there is some, like, really good people in this city, in this state. I think that there's the one thing that, like, everyone talks about too is like that everyone always talks about how, like, Boston, like, is, like, not, like, the, like, most supportive place, and that's why, like, the biggest Boston people leave and they go to, like, LA and stuff. You know, like, I feel like, I like to hope that, like, I do have a lot of hope for the Boston music scene. Like, I really think that, like, it's coming up. I mean, like, I think there's a lot of talent around here, and I think that once people start to realize that, it could be a whole new wave, in my opinion. Like, I think, there's a lot of talent. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been in it too much. Like, I do kind of, like, focus, like, I be, like, pretty focused on myself a lot of the time. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like the Boston music scene kind of forces you to, like, it does kind of, like, make you focus on yourself. Like, everyone's so focused on themselves. Like, you hear the stories, people going to LA, and they're like, and they'll be like, oh, everyone's so supportive here. Everyone loves everybody here. Like, that's, like, not, like, how it is in Boston. That's not how it is in Boston in general. Like, you walk down the street, like, you don't say hi to a random person. Be like, fuck you, dude. Like, who are you? Like, that's, like, our culture. Like, it's tough. It's, like... and everyone's for themselves, but people work hard, and it's a really talented, like, city. Yeah. So I think that's what I have faith in, is that, like, it's the talent will speak for itself. You know what I mean?
That's big facts. The talent is definitely there. It's just everybody says it. If you're watching this, bro, all of us say the same shit. It's just motherfuckers coming together.
Yeah, bro. For sure, bro. People like, do gotta come together, bro.
There's people coming together, and it's happening more and more. I
think it's dope what you guys are doing here too, man.
I appreciate it.
You got, like, people coming on the podcast talking about this kind of stuff. It encourages, like, people coming together in the city. It gives people a platform to talk about what they want, like, how they feel, what they're, I think it's definitely a good thing for the city, bro.
Thank you, bro. Seriously. Thank you. What would you say overall in your whole career, and this is the second to last question because I don't even think you realize we're literally about to be at an hour already.
That's crazy.
You probably didn't even realize.
Not at all.
Second to last question though. What the fuck? I just got the shit tangled on me. What do you think your biggest fuck up has been throughout your whole entire career?
Biggest fuck up and it's early. Like I'm a year and a couple months in, like, of, like, really dropping music. I think the biggest mistake that I made is the biggest mistake that I make every day is overthinking and if I try to, like, calculate everything and be like, I have to do this and make it this way, like, what's going to be is going to be, and, like, trying to just, like, let go and, like, enjoy and trust the process. That's a big mistake. And another mistake that I made is not taking marketing serious enough immediately. Like, I think that marketing, like, but I mean, I'm early enough where it's okay. I'm locked in on it. But I think that, like, people gotta, like, realize the importance of, like, marketing, because you could have some, like, really fire stuff, but, like, people aren't gonna hear that, like, until you, like, make them hear it. Damn. Yeah, but I think, like, that's about it.
No, that is true. That is true. Last question though, just any artist that's just starting out and they have no knowledge of what to do whatsoever in this shit, what would you give them as piece of advice? One thing that they should absolutely be doing and the things that they should absolutely not be focused on at all.
Yeah.
So 2 pieces.
Yes. I think that for anybody that is an artist, starting or not, just as an artist, regardless, comparison kills. Like, if you try to compare yourself to all these people and the stuff that you see online, like, I fall victim to it. Everyone does. Social media, it's, like, crazy. But, like, you are you, and, like, embrace who you are. And, like, don't try to be anything else and don't want to be anything else. Like, just, like, understand, like, you have a talent and, like, you have something to say, and that your story is different than their story. And that, like, thing, and also that, like, don't expect things to work out immediately. If they do, that's amazing. But, like, it's a lot of work. And you got to be willing to put that work in. Because I know everyone, like, in this city and all these independent artists, like, they're putting that work in. So you got to be ready to do that.
Fire. No, that's a real. That's a real right there. That is definitely a real right there. Shit, you got anything else you want to add on?
You guys had Kendrick Bourne on this podcast?
Yeah.
That's random, bro. What?
Kendrick Bourne. Yes, sir, bro.
What was he doing? Just, like, talking to shit?
Bro, we talked about mad shit. I remember we had, like, a 20-minute conversation about people buying designer clothes and how stupid it is. Like, I forget. You remember what we talked about? We talked about mad random shit.
Talked about weed.
I forget what else.
Before Belichick put him in the dog pound?
I forget what. We talked about mad random shit. I think we talked about, like, bro, just life shit. Like, we talked about football a little bit, obviously. We talked about music a little bit, but then
he makes music, right?
Yeah. He makes music, but we were talking about mad random shit.
How did that happen?
He records here.
He records it. He pulls up here regularly.
No, not regularly anymore. Not regularly.
But he was like, "Yo, let me hop."
There was a period where he was in here regularly. Yeah, like he posted us on the Instagram. We have like a collab post with him up. We have a collab post. Yeah, shout out, bro. KB. Anytime your name gets mentioned, bro, that is still one of the most genuine dudes. I need to hit him up and just like check in because he is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
And he was a baller on the Pats, bro. Belichick was hating.
Bro, shout out KB, bro. Shout out KB.
100%, bro.
You got anything else you want to add on that?
Nah, bro. I appreciate you having me on, man, and like, I look forward to the future, bro.
I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. I appreciate you coming on the show. Keep working, bro. Keep
Thank
working.
you, bro.
The short form content and the consistent drops, it's literally like a time bomb method, bro.
Yes, sir, bro.
Literally. And the voice is there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Y'all already know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, all that typical bullshit. Episode 99. Actually, next week's episode 100. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it will be Mr. Addy G because he got a new project dropping. I forget the name of the project, but he got a project dropping this Friday, so the project will already be out by the time you guys even see this episode. But Evan's new single, what's the new single called?
The Villain. It'll be out. It'll be out when this drops. Tune in.
That will be out already. And the way your drop schedule is, it sounds like you're going to have another single a week or two after that. So y'all already know. Go check that out. Follow the kid on social media everywhere. Check his music out. Evan Haze, just right?
Evan Haze 333.
Evan Haze 333 on all
I was born at
platforms.
3:33 a.m.
Goddamn.
That's what that comes
Angel
from.
numbers.
Yeah.
Angel numbers. Check him out on everywhere, and y'all know the fucking drill. Stay tuned till next week. This has been episode 99. We out this bitch.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. Tell me you want me when I'm on the run. Tell me